Minister for Home Affairs, the role the portfolio that Jason now has, I saw firsthand some just tragic consequences of people being encouraged to get on vessels that were unseaworthy and, as a result, dying at sea. So on one hand, we have an obligation, I think, as a country, we're a fair country. We need to do the right thing by families, and I'm happy to go to that point you raised in relation to education services for children and young people. But on the other hand, as a government, it's absolutely vital we send the message that you should not endanger your lives getting on vessels because there are too many tragic consequences. And that's the difficult balance in this whole area of public policy for all countries that are first world countries where people are seeking to find haven. So that's the first thing. In relation to the services, I can assure you, insofar as people and children in particular and young people that are in the community, we do provide education services. And indeed today, I was talking to an organisation with John Murphy, a local federal member, about what we need to do to make sure that they get access to those services. And we engage with the New South Wales government. So it's a partnership with the New South Wales government to ensure that we do provide decent services. We want to treat people properly, and at the same time, we do not want to encourage or in any way send a message that it's okay to endanger your life by taking those very perilous journeys.
Thanks, Brendan. We'll come over to this block for a question. So there's a young man just in the front there with a greeny-ish jacket, blue tie.
My name's Alex Fairfilth, and I'm a prefect at Homebush Boys High School, and I have two issues that I'd like to give to you. Firstly, on the matter of defence, I just like to wonder, why is Australia continuing the almost traditional defence agreements with superpowers, formerly the United Kingdom and now the United States of America, into several conflicts and military hardware that seem to be not in the best interests of Australia? And that's my first issue. And secondly, could I have your guys' autographs?
Well, I think we can definitely say yes to number two. So I think maybe Sharon can start a sheet and we can be signing it for you. Oh, hang on. Yep. We can take that. We can sign that. Do you want to get back to your seat and we'll get that back to you? Right, Jason's on that job, so that's fantastic. On defence, we have had a long-term alliance with the United States, I mean, since the really dark days of World War II, and we are continuing that alliance. But I can assure you, whilst we work strongly with the United States, we make decisions that are in Australia's national interest when it comes to defence. People might then say, well, you know, for example, why are we in Afghanistan? We've been there a long time, and I feel the weight of that very, very strongly, and I've had to think about our involvement there very deeply. We are there, yes, because we are an alliance partner of the United States. We're there together with many other countries engaged in fighting there. But the decision-making about that, when you look at Afghanistan, it was a place training terrorists, including people who wanted to take lives, including the lives of Australians. And the Bali bombings, the two bombings that we suffered, where we lost so many Australians, there was a connection back to that terrorist training. And so when you see that, and when it means that Australians are less safe in the world than we would want them to be, then you do respond. And our mission there has been to make sure that Afghanistan is no longer a safe haven for terrorists. When we purchase defence equipment, we do that too in Australia's national interest. The Minister for Defence couldn't be here tonight, but we certainly make those decisions in Australia's national interest. And if you want to pursue that discussion, Minister Kelly is here, and it's particularly the work he does on defence purchasing. So when he puts his autograph down, he might also put a contact number down, and we'll make sure that you can follow that up very specifically if you want to. So thank you very much. Thank you. We'll go to the lady here in the blue coat with the scarf. Yes, you. Okay, we've made that the hardest possible way around for the microphone. There we are, we've got there.
Good evening, I'm Bernadette Bidel. I'm here today on behalf of a lot of people, refugees that came to Australia. I thank Australia very much for bringing me here, for saving me from the danger my people caused for me. I've been here, I came here as a woman at risk. I've achieved a whole lot of things. I've graduated from uni, but something is lacking in my life, that is family. I've made Australia my home, and not only me, other people have made Australia their home. But anytime I go to immigration to try to bring my family here, my requests have been rejected, and every time holiday comes, I lost a lot of my family in the war, both parents and my son and my husband. Anytime there's holiday, it's about family. People go to their people visit their people, and I don't have that. And I'm trying to bring my family. I'm not the only person. I just want to know what can I do to bring my family here, and not only me, there are other refugees who are going through that. We lock ourselves in houses, and that's Australia being a multicultural country. That is not my culture. My culture is about family, and I want to feel that here in Australia because I've made Australia my home. My other thing is about housing. It's so expensive. Even though I've upgraded myself, I'm finding it difficult. I've applied for housing and applied for community affordable housing, but still I'm not having it. I want to know from the housing minister what he's doing about housing in this nation.
Okay. Firstly, can I say I think I can speak on behalf of everyone that we're very, very sorry to hear about your loss and the loss of your family. And I agree with you. I mean, holidays, special times of year are about family, and that's when those bonds mean the most to us. And so when there's absence rather than presence, that's very, very hard to bear. On the particular immigration matter for you and your family, I think probably the best way to deal with that is I will get one of the community cabinet staff to come and get some details from you, and then the Minister for Immigration can forge a link with you to work through that, because obviously when we're talking about visas and family circumstances, it does require us to talk about a lot of very personal information. So we'll do that differently than in a big format like this. We don't actually have the Minister for Housing here with us tonight. We have been big investors in social housing though, including here in this local community, to respond to need. We've wanted to expand the housing stock, and we've done that through social housing investment. We're also doing it through something called the National Rental Affordability Scheme, which is also about generating more affordable housing stock for people. But it's still very difficult, and once again, it might pay for us to get your details on that and very specifically follow it up for you. So what I might do is I'll come back over to this block, but before I do so, I took 3 questions from here before. So to be fair, we'll take the gentleman there in the greyish cardigan. Yes, you, sir. Or jumper.
Thank you, Prime Minister. My name is Jeffrey Sadley. I'm from Condell Park Bible Church, and my question is in relation to the nature of marriage. There's been some quite dramatic changes throughout the world over the last several months, and even within our country there's been a lot of debate. Even today there's been a change of mind, as you may be well aware. My question is, what do we base the nature of marriage upon? What definition do we give it? If you start saying equality, and use that as a means of saying